The origin of this concept, which became the clearing transmissions, was the question of how to get mercury and other neurotoxins out of the brains and nervous systems of autistic children and autistic adults for that matter, because it's pretty well incontrovertible that the cause of the autism epidemic is the mercury and other neurotoxins which are included in the so-called vaccines. Whether the vaccines do any good is a different topic which I'll deal with elsewhere. Now, when I looked at this from the point of view of quantum physics, it became theoretically clear that in order to remove the mercury, all that was potentially necessary was to remove the informational structure which was causing mercury to coalesce out of the free energy in the field. Theoretically, could work. Theoretically, also could generate a lot of heat as the material substances were converted back into free energy. So it could be that this technique, although useful, would have had a limited application because of the necessity to monitor the temperature in the brain and the spinal cord. As it turns out, however, this isn't true. There is, with some people, a minimal increase in temperature, and this is experienced as a sort of mild fever, but extremely localized in the case of the brain within the head itself, or within the spinal column when we're detoxifying the central nervous system. And so we went on to look at to what extent the same principle could be applied to other organs. And the effect is that we now have the first 14 transmissions, which are all about detoxifying various areas and aspects of the human body by removing whatever does not belong there. Now, you can be that selective, that which does not belong there, because of natural resonance. So each organ system has a natural resonance with whatever that organ needs to normally function, and a dissonance with whatever has crept in there which is damaging to that system. So by applying the clearing transmissions, that is, removing the causational information by which these toxins are converted back into free energy, will clear, purify every organ. So that's how the whole thing started. And this first transmission, the brain, was, as I said, where it all started. Now, if you're dealing with someone who is not able to normally communicate, autism, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, whatever, then you should only use this transmission once per day for the first week. Purely and simply because this person can't tell you what they are subjectively experiencing. Second week, twice a day. Third week, 3 times a day. Fourth week, 4 times a day. Gradually build up. If you are using it on yourself, of course, then you notice if there's a fever effect, enough for that day. Tomorrow, after 2 transmissions, maybe a fever effect. The fever is your indication that that is sufficient for that day. If there's no fever, you can keep going as long as you wish. And the same applies to all the other organs. We've had people, myself included, have had localized fever symptoms in the liver, for example, but the liver is a job which will usually take months to completely clear. But you usually get some considerable benefit within a few weeks. When a few, I mean, 2 to 3 weeks. Anyway, this is the first video. I will be recording further videos with the further organs and putting them up on YouTube when time permits. The link to the DVD with all the transmissions on is here. Thank you. Namaste.